President Trump has been going through some very weird stints where he has been giving some speeches that have seemingly lower vocabulary and usage of very many filler words, like or something, or very, very, and a lot, and all that. And we saw that from the speech where he talked about uranium and was trying to defend himself and go on the offensive towards Hillary Clinton. And this is starting to beg the question, is Trump getting dementia? Because, again, he's having a very low vocabulary and having a tough time remembering what he's doing. It seems like there's some kind of disconnect there. And this is further pushed by when he walked out of the room without signing any executive orders. He's just walking out. Pence is like, what are you doing, dude? And I'm going to have a video on that that you guys will see soon. But it's just extremely bizarre. And so David Pakman had made this video of dissecting and really diagnosing and analyzing, and I'm going to show you guys that here.
Cognitive decline that Donald Trump might be experiencing, some kind of early stage dementia or Alzheimer's, and that may actually be what's behind the erratic behavior, the obfuscation, the weird rants with very limited, seemingly limited vocabulary. And I received a blog post time and typically get worse over time. This includes forgetfulness, trouble finding words. Those are often the first symptoms to develop before more serious forms of dementia set in. We know that Ronald Reagan was diagnosed with full-blown Alzheimer's in 1994. George H.W. Bush Sr. is almost 93 and is still very cognitively sharp for his age. And a study looked at transcripts of press conferences given by Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush during their presidencies. And this was not speeches written by someone else, because that's just reading. This is their sort of original off-the-cuff dialogue with reporters, and it looked at some specific factors. How many unique words are being used? In other words, how broad is the vocabulary? The frequency of non-specific nouns, words like thing, something, anything, as well as filler words like well, so, basically, actually, and then also what are called low imageability words like get, give, go, have, and do. Reagan's use of unique words significantly declined over his presidency, which correlates with what we now know was going on with his Alzheimer's, which is he had Alzheimer's and it was getting worse. Compared to George H.W. Bush, that didn't happen. George H.W. Bush's cognitive state, as we now know, was not declining during his presidency, and you didn't see the decline of unique words used. So that's sort of the basis and fact as a frame of reference.
And according to Ron Reagan, who is, of course, Ronald Reagan's son, but ironically an atheist and a liberal, he's commented that he's seen his dad experience some early signs of dementia, even when he was serving as president.
And we now, sort of in retrospect, are able to identify that through analyses like the one I'm talking about here. And over the course of his presidency, Reagan increased his use of these non-specific nouns, of filler words. George H.W. Bush didn't do this, and that all makes sense. Reagan and Bush were pretty close in age during their respective presidencies, so the idea here is that it might be possible to predict a president's potential for dementia based on an analysis of how they speak. That gets us to President Donald Trump, and it seems like the conversations about Trump and mental instability focus around, oh, he has narcissistic personality disorder. And he may have that, right? You have the delusions of grandeur, the self-flattery, the arrogance, his superiority complex, his need for admiration from others. But some notable psychiatrists, including Alan Francis, said, you know, Donald Trump doesn't strictly fit the criteria for narcissistic personality disorder. We could say Trump is colloquially narcissistic, but that narcissistic personality disorder may well not be an accurate diagnosis. But instead, let's consider Donald Trump's cognitive state. And this is something that fewer people are thinking about in terms of Trump. I'll remind you that at the age of 70, Trump is the oldest person ever elected president. Let's listen to Trump speak now that we're going to pay attention to what we know about Reagan and Bush, paying attention to Trump's use of words, filler words, non-specific nouns, words like thing, anything, nothing. Remember this clip from just a few weeks ago?
You know what uranium is, right? It's a thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things. Nobody talks about that. I didn't do anything for Russia. I've done nothing for Russia.
6 instances of variants of the word thing in only 15 seconds. And this isn't really cherry picking. I mean, during that press conference, Donald Trump used the expression very, very 20 times, and he said the word thing over 100 times. Compare that to a clip of Donald Trump speaking when he was 42 years old. Now, I'm not going to...
So basically, Pacman just breaks it down, and I am getting more and more convinced as the days go on that he is indeed, because he's 70 years old. Reagan, towards the end of his presidency, had Alzheimer's, so it's definitely not outlandish. Like I said, it's enforced by him literally just walking out of the room without signing the executive order, which you're supposed to do. Pence is like, what are you doing? So anyways, and the extremely low vocabulary filled speech with a bunch of filler words. So let me know what you guys think, and I want to know what you guys think. Leave it down below in the comment section. What's up, guys? It's Saul Hill here. You guys are watching The Progressive Voice. Make sure you guys click subscribe down below. We're fighting Donald Trump tooth and nail, and we need your help.